Humans faced an alien fleet like nothing they had ever seen. The USS Blackstar charged into battle with courage and skill, dodging deadly fire and striking with precision. Explosions lit up the darkness of space, showing humanity's strength against impossible odds. Every crew member fought with determination, proving that bravery and unity can overcome even the deadliest enemy. Don't miss the full story of this epic space battle. Subscribe now and join the adventure. The USS Blackstar glided through the endless expanse of space, its massive hull reflecting faint starlight as if it were a dark mirror floating among the stars. Inside, the corridors hummed with quiet activity. The crew moved with a sense of purpose and tension, every step measured, every glance sharp, because they knew what awaited them ahead. Every report, every calculation, every decision carried the weight of humanity's survival. The officers gathered in the command room, their faces lit by the glow of holographic displays showing distant star systems, alien vessels, and the approaching threat. Captain Reyes stood at the center, tall and calm, though his eyes betrayed the stress he carried. He studied the information carefully, scanning reports from intelligence officers, sensor readings, and tactical predictions. He listened to the chatter of his crew, the nervous murmurs of younger officers, the quiet confidence of experienced ones. And he knew that the moment of truth was drawing near. He understood that fear could not be allowed to spread, yet respect for the danger they faced was vital. In the crew quarters, sailors checked weapon systems, calibrated shields, and reviewed protocols. Technicians adjusted the engines, ensuring the Blackstar could maneuver swiftly and efficiently. The medical team reviewed emergency procedures, prepared supplies, and reassured anxious personnel. The air carried a mix of anticipation, anxiety, and determination. The silence of space outside contrasted sharply with the tension within. In the observation deck, some crew members gazed at the stars, wondering about the lives they had left behind, families, friends, and dreams that now seemed distant. The enormity of what they were about to face pressed upon them. Yet pride and duty kept fear at bay. Even as the first signals of the alien fleet began to appear on long-range sensors, a faint glow in the darkness, too small to be fully understood, but enough to make the hearts of all aboard quicken. The officers gathered again, discussing possibilities, running simulations in their minds, weighing every choice. The bridge became a hive of quiet intensity, each person aware that the success of their mission depended on split-second decisions. The crew prepared for communication drills, emergency alerts, and coordination with other human ships. Every sound seemed amplified, every moment stretched. The sense of waiting created a pressure that pressed against their nerves. Yet it also focused them, sharpened their minds. The Blackstar itself seemed alive, its systems humming with anticipation. The engines ready, shields at full power, weapons systems primed, a machine of war awaiting the signal to strike. As the hours passed, the crew rotated through final checks, taking moments to glance at the stars and remind themselves why they fought. Hope, survival, and the desire to protect their species burned quietly alongside fear. Even the youngest cadets aboard found themselves holding their breath, trying to absorb the atmosphere of vigilance and preparation. The captain moved among the stations, speaking quietly with officers, offering reassurance, guidance, and at times a firm reminder of discipline. The unity of the crew became evident. They were a single organism, each part working to sustain the whole. Beyond the Blackstar, the emptiness of space stretched into infinity, stars twinkling like distant eyes, serene yet indifferent to the struggles of humankind. The silence was heavy, almost sacred, and the vast distance made the coming confrontation feel both inevitable and monumental. As sensors began to pick up stronger signals, the alien presence became clearer, shapes that defied easy description. Moving with precision and menace, the crew felt the first ripple of true danger. The sense of calm was fleeting, replaced by alertness. Every officer assumed their positions. The Blackstar shifted slightly on its axis, adjusting for optimal engagement. Even in this moment before battle, the beauty of space was undeniable. A stark contrast to the fear and tension inside the ship. Each crew member silently acknowledged the truth. They were about to step into the unknown, where courage, skill, and resilience would be tested to their limits. Yet they felt ready as humanity could be, facing a threat that could wipe out everything they held dear. The calm before the storm was more than silence. It was preparation, anticipation, and the quiet strength that comes from knowing that whatever came next, they would meet it together, with determination, precision, and unwavering resolve. Every heartbeat on the Black Star was a testament to human courage, and every glance exchanged carried unspoken promises of bravery, loyalty, and survival. The endless void of space awaited the first strike, and the USS Blackstar waited with it, a sentinel of hope in a galaxy filled with uncertainty, ready to face whatever fire and fury the alien fleet would unleash, knowing that history would remember the moments that were about to unfold, that every choice, every action, and every breath would matter in the battle to come. The crew held on to that knowledge, their nerves steeled, their minds focused, and their spirits ready, as the silent prelude to war stretched on, carrying with it the weight of humanity's future. The calm before the storm was a quiet but powerful force, shaping heroes before the battle even began. And inside the Black Star, hope and courage burned brighter than the stars themselves. Suddenly, the sensors on the USS Blackstar blared warnings, signaling the presence of the alien fleet just beyond the edge of detection. The first glimpses revealed an armada unlike anything humanity had ever faced. Enormous ships moved with precision, their hulls glowing with strange, pulsating energy. Formations stretched across the darkness of space like a living organism. The sheer scale of the fleet made the Black Star seem small and fragile. The crew stared in awe and fear, realizing that this battle would test every skill and every ounce of courage they possessed. Captain Rise took a deep breath, his hands gripping the railing of the bridge as he studied the alien vessels. Each ship was a work of terrifying design, sleek yet menacing, bristling with weapons whose energy signatures were unlike anything recorded in human archives. He called for tactical simulations, watching as the holographic displays projected the movements of the fleet. The officers calculated speeds, distances, and potential attack patterns. Every possibility seemed more dangerous than the last. The crew could feel the pressure mounting. Whispers of concern floated through the corridors as young cadets exchanged nervous glances. Older officers moved with calm precision, but even they could not hide the weight of what they faced. In the observation deck, crew members pressed their faces to the glass, trying to comprehend the enormity of the alien force. Some muttered prayers, others simply stared, mesmerized by the glow of alien engines cutting through the void. The aliens moved as if they shared a single mind, every ship coordinating with flawless timing. Human technology and tactics would have to be executed perfectly to even hope of survival. Alarms signaled minor approaches, energy signatures spiked, and the first probing attacks began. Harmless at first, but enough to test shields and reaction times, the crew responded with trained efficiency, firing warning shots and adjusting shields. Every movement was a dance of life and death. The Black Star demonstrated its superiority in maneuverability, weaving through space with elegance, dodging blasts that could obliterate smaller vessels. The captain's voice carried through the bridge, steady and commanding, inspiring confidence despite the fear that gripped the hearts of the crew. Communication officers relayed messages to other human ships in the fleet, coordinating formations and defensive positions. The Black Star became the nerve center of humanity's response. Sensors continued to reveal more of the alien fleet. The deeper they scanned, the more terrifying it became. Ships of unimaginable size, shapes, and armaments appeared, each more threatening than the last. Engineers in the engine room worked tirelessly, monitoring power outputs, ensuring the Black Star could handle sudden maneuvers. Weapons officers calibrated targeting systems to account for unknown alien technology, and medical teams prepared for injuries they hoped would never come. The tension was electric. Every person on board understood that mistakes could cost thousands of lives. The alien ships were not just weapons. They were symbols of a civilization advanced and merciless. The crew felt a mixture of fear, awe, and determination. They knew this encounter would define humanity's place in the galaxy. Captain Rise made the difficult decision to engage cautiously, testing the aliens while learning their tactics. Every firing solution, every evasive maneuver, and every shield adjustment was executed with precision. The first exchange of energy beams lit up space, Arcs of alien energy collided with human shields, creating a spectacle of light and power. The crew watched, exhilarated and terrified, as the Black Star held its ground, proving its resilience. Alien vessels responded with greater intensity, their attacks probing for weaknesses. The Black Star danced through the waves of energy, countering where possible and avoiding where necessary. The bridge was a whirlwind of activity. Officers shouting commands, technicians monitoring readings, and the captain calculating the next move. Even as they fought, the crew could not ignore the strange beauty of the alien technology. The designs, the movements, and the energy displays were unlike anything seen before. It was deadly, yet fascinating. Humanity was facing a threat beyond imagination, yet they would not falter. The alien fleet pressed closer, their intention clear. They were coming to annihilate. Yet the Black Star stood as a beacon of human resilience. Every officer knew that this moment would be remembered in history, the first real contact with an alien civilization in open battle. Each decision now carried consequences far beyond their individual lives. The crew braced for the full confrontation, hearts racing, minds sharpened, as they prepared to show the galaxy that humanity would not be crushed. The aliens might be vast and powerful, but human ingenuity, courage, and determination burned brightly aboard the USS Blackstar. And as the Armada drew nearer, the crew knew that the real test of their skills, bravery, and spirit was about to begin. Each member poised, ready to face the unknown, and prove that humanity could stand against the greatest threats the universe could muster. The first blasts tore through the darkness of space, streaks of alien energy slashing across the void toward the USS Blackstar. The alarms rang sharply through the ship, and the crew snapped to action. Every station manned, every weapon system primed. The bridge was a whirlwind of activity, officers shouting orders, monitors flashing critical data, and the captain standing tall, his voice calm but commanding. The Black Star twisted and turned, using its advanced maneuvering thrusters to dodge beams that could have shattered lesser ships. The alien fire was precise, calculated, and relentless. Yet the crew responded with training and determination. Every evasive action, every countermeasure was executed perfectly. The ship seemed to move as one, a single organism, responding to the chaos around it. The energy from the alien attacks created a dazzling light show outside the hull, arcs of blue, green, and crimson illuminating the emptiness of space, even amid terror. Some crew members couldn't help but stare in awe at the display, realizing they were witnessing the power of a civilization far advanced. Yet humanity had its own strength. The Black Star's targeting systems locked onto enemy vessels, calculating trajectories with speed and precision. Torpedoes launched silently, streaking toward alien hulls with deadly intent. The first explosions erupted. Alien ships rocked violently, debris scattering into the void. The crew cheered quietly, but there was no time for celebration. More enemies were always coming. The communications team relayed frantic messages from smaller human ships, some reporting near misses, others damaged by alien fire. The Black Star responded with coordinated support, sending diversion signals, energy shields, and targeting data, ensuring that the fleet could survive the first wave. In the engine room, technicians worked tirelessly, monitoring every system, rerouting power from non-essential systems to shields and weapons. Engines roared as the Black Star twisted to avoid fire. The vibrations of energy blasts coursing through the hull were felt in every corridor. The medical team prepared for injuries, stabilizing minor wounds immediately, knowing that seconds could mean the difference between life and death. The alien fleet adapted quickly, adjusting formations, firing in unpredictable patterns, and probing for weaknesses in the Black Star's defenses. Yet the crew remained focused, every officer analyzing data, predicting movements, and issuing commands with precision. In the observation deck, young cadets watched the exchange of fire with wide eyes, some gripping railings tightly, others whispering encouragement to themselves. It was a baptism by fire, a test of nerves that few could imagine. The captain made rapid decisions, sometimes instinctual, sometimes based on years of experience, guiding the Black Star through waves of energy, balancing offense and defense. The ship danced between destruction and survival. The bridge felt alive, every heartbeat synchronized with the rhythm of the battle. The Black Star's advanced shields absorbed impacts, rippling across the hull like water under pressure. Yet each strike left its mark. Reminders that even the strongest vessel was not invincible. Weapons officers calculated firing solutions in seconds. Energy beams lanced outward, striking alien vessels with pinpoint accuracy. Explosions rocked the enemy fleet, and the crew could feel a mixture of exhilaration and fear. Each successful strike boosted morale, but the constant threat reminded them that one mistake could be fatal. Communications officers kept track of every signal, every flare, and every transmission, relaying critical information to human ships scattered across the system. The Black Star became the central node, a shield and spear for humanity's first stand against the alien menace. The aliens' tactics were unlike anything humanity had prepared for. Unpredictable bursts of energy, rapid maneuvers, and coordinated strikes challenged every instinct. Yet the crew adapted, learning in real time, adjusting strategies, and exploiting the first weaknesses they observed. Even in the chaos, small victories mattered. One destroyed fighter here, one disabled cruiser there. Signals that humanity could fight back. The atmosphere aboard the Black Star was tense. Adrenaline coursing through every member. Nerves stretched to their limits, yet discipline and training held. The young cadets began to understand what it meant to serve aboard a warship in the heart of interstellar combat. Every action, every decision, every second mattered. The battle continued to escalate, faster, more dangerous, more unpredictable. Yet the crew remained steadfast, focused on the mission and on protecting one another. The Black Star became a symbol of human resilience, a vessel that could face impossible odds and survive. The alien fleet pressed harder, sensing resistance. Yet the humans on board would not yield. Each crew member prepared for whatever the next attack might bring, knowing that their courage, skill, and unity would determine the outcome. The first real engagement with the alien fleet had begun, and humanity's finest ship, the USS Blackstar, was already proving that it would not fall easily. The clash of civilizations had started, and the void of space was alive with the fury, skill, and determination of those who refused to surrender. Captain Reyes studied the battle unfolding on the holographic displays, his mind moving faster than any human could track. The alien fleet was vast, organized, and deadly. Yet he knew that the Black Star's greatest advantage was not just its firepower, but the skill and coordination of its crew. He called the officers together, outlining a bold plan to flank the enemy, striking at weak points in their formations. The bridge buzzed with focused energy as orders were relayed. Every crew member understood that precise execution would be the difference between victory and annihilation. The Black Star shifted its trajectory, engines burning with controlled power, slipping between enemy ships like a predator among unaware prey. Weapons officers adjusted targeting systems to follow the captain's instructions, locking onto specific hull points identified as structurally vulnerable. The alien ships reacted instantly, sending volleys in an attempt to anticipate the Black Star's moves. Yet the human vessel's advanced shields absorbed the energy, the hum of power coursing through the ship's systems, reassuring the crew that their defenses held. Officers monitored every sensor, feeding real-time data into the tactical network. The Black Star was a single organism, every department working in perfect harmony. Torpedoes launched silently, streaking toward alien vessels with deadly precision. Explosions lit up the void. Alien ships rocked violently, some breaking apart instantly, debris scattering across the darkness like sparks from a fire. Crew members felt a surge of exhilaration, proof that their strategy was working. Yet there was no time to celebrate. The alien fleet was relentless, reorganizing and sending stronger attacks. The Black Star twisted and turned, dodging beams that could slice through its hull. Energy shields rippling under pressure, alarms blaring whenever a shot came too close. The captain's voice rang clear over the comms, calm and firm, guiding officers and crew alike. Decisions were made in seconds, some instinctual, some calculated, yet all executed with precision. Engineering teams rerouted power to shields when needed. Engines surged with extra thrust, and weapon systems fired in rapid succession. The crew's coordination was flawless, each member anticipating the next move of both allies and enemies. The alien ships fired in unpredictable patterns, yet the Black Star's speed and maneuverability allowed it to stay ahead. Sensors tracked multiple targets simultaneously, identifying weak points as they appeared. Weapons officers made split-second adjustments. Energy beams lanced outward with deadly accuracy. Explosions rocked the enemy formation, sending shockwaves through space. The crew could feel the vibrations even through the thick hull. In the observation deck, cadets and sailors watched the spectacle unfold, some gripping railings tightly, others whispering encouragement to themselves. Each blast and counterblast a lesson in courage, strategy, and the terrifying power of the unknown. Communications officers relayed critical updates to nearby human ships, guiding them away from danger and toward opportunities for attack. The Blackstar acted as both shield and spear, protecting the fleet while cutting into enemy lines. The alien vessels responded with heightened aggression, unleashing concentrated fire on the Blackstar in an attempt to halt its maneuvers. Energy beams collided with shields, lighting up the void with brilliant flashes, each impact sending shudders through the ship. Medical teams braced for casualties, though so far the Blackstar remained unscathed. Engineers worked furiously to ensure that every system functioned optimally, every watt of energy directed where it mattered most. The tactical genius of the captain and crew became evident as the enemy lines began to falter. Some alien ships slowed or broke formation, torpedoes and energy beams finding their marks. The first tangible cracks in the alien armada appeared. The crew felt a cautious optimism, yet knew the battle was far from over. The Blackstar weaved through the chaos, striking with speed, withdrawing, then striking again, a predator among monsters. Every officer, sailor, and cadet played a role, their combined effort creating a force far greater than the sum of its parts. Outside, explosions blossomed in brilliant colors, alien vessels twisting and breaking apart, debris floating silently in the void, yet the relentless pressure of the remaining enemy kept tension high. Every movement mattered, every decision counted. Captain Rise continued to issue commands with clarity and precision, guiding the ship and crew through the evolving battlefield. Each successful maneuver boosted morale, but awareness of danger never left. The Blackstar's tactical genius shone brightest when the stakes were highest, demonstrating that skill, strategy, and unity could triumph over overwhelming odds. The alien fleet had underestimated the humans, and the Blackstar exploited every weakness. The battle reached a rhythm, a deadly dance of energy beams, explosions, and evasive maneuvers. The crew operating as one, proving that courage, intelligence, and coordination could bend even the forces of the universe. And through it all, humanity's finest warship carved a path of calculated destruction, leaving the enemy reeling, yet still aware that the war had only just begun. Just when the crew of the USS Blackstar thought they had gained the upper hand, sensors detected a sudden surge of energy from the alien fleet, a hidden superweapon they had not anticipated. The warning alarms screamed across the ship, lights flashing red as officers scrambled to assess the threat. The captain's face was calm, but his eyes betrayed the gravity of the situation. The alien superweapon unleashed waves of energy that rippled across space, striking human ships with devastating precision. Smaller vessels were torn apart instantly, and the fleet began to falter under the onslaught. The Blackstar shuddered as energy waves collided with its shields, warning sirens blaring throughout every corridor. Crew members gritted their teeth, hands gripping consoles, their training put to the ultimate test. Engineering teams rerouted every available power source to reinforce shields. Engines roared as the ship twisted and maneuvered to avoid the worst of the blasts. The captain issued rapid commands, coordinating evasive maneuvers with pinpoint timing. The crew responded with a combination of skill, instinct, and sheer courage. The alien superweapon continued to release energy pulses, bright arcs slicing through the void, painting the darkness with deadly light. The Blackstar's shields held, rippling under the strain, but cracks appeared, forcing the crew to act quickly to prevent catastrophic failure. Weapons officers prepared countermeasures, calculating angles and timing to strike at weak points in the alien fleet. The first counterattack involved precise torpedo launches and targeted energy beams, designed not to destroy, but to disrupt the alien formations and draw attention away from vulnerable human ships. Explosions erupted across enemy vessels, their energy dispersing in violent bursts. Some alien ships faltered, their formations breaking as chaos spread. The crew felt a mix of relief and tension, knowing the battle was far from over. On the bridge, tactical officers calculated new approaches, adjusting positions to exploit the openings created by their counterattacks. Sensors scanned for weaknesses, seeking patterns in the alien fleet's unpredictable behavior. The captain issued bold commands, steering the Blackstar toward the enemy's core while avoiding concentrated fire. The ship moved like a blade cutting through chaos, weapons firing in perfect harmony with evasive maneuvers. Every action carefully choreographed, alarms continued to blare, yet discipline and training kept panic at bay. Medical teams remained on high alert, ready to treat injuries from potential hull breaches or energy feedback. Even as the crew executed precise maneuvers, the alien fleet continued its relentless assault, sending faster, more destructive energy waves toward the Blackstar. The hull groaned under the pressure, sparks flying in maintenance bays as systems strained against the load. Yet the ship endured, a testament to human engineering and ingenuity. Officers monitored the status of every system, rerouting power from secondary functions to essential shields and weapons. Each adjustment made the difference between survival and destruction. The bridge was alive with energy, voices shouting updates, commands, and confirmations. Every person fully aware of the stakes. The alien superweapon seemed unstoppable, yet the humans aboard the Blackstar refused to surrender. Their determination became a force in itself. The ship twisted and darted between attacks, launching targeted strikes that began to destabilize the enemy formation. The aliens responded, energy bursts narrowly missing, shaking the ship, yet the crew held steady, executing orders with precision born of experience and courage. The first signs of the alien fleet's vulnerability began to appear. Structural weaknesses revealed themselves under sustained attacks. The captain seized the opportunity, directing a series of devastating strikes at the core of the enemy formation. Torpedoes streaked outward, energy beams fired in perfect timing. Alien ships exploded in brilliant flashes, debris scattering into the void. The crew felt a surge of hope, proof that even the deadliest weapon could be countered with ingenuity and bravery. As the Blackstar wove through the chaos, shields flickering but holding, every officer, sailor, and cadet knew they were making history. Their actions tipping the balance of an interstellar battle that could determine the fate of humanity. The alien superweapons' impact lessened as their formation began to falter. The humans exploited every opening, their counterattacks precise and relentless, each explosion bringing them closer to control of the battlefield. The bridge echoed with coordinated commands, the crew moving as one, a single force against overwhelming odds. Even amid fear, exhilaration coursed through every person aboard, knowing they had faced near impossible odds and survived. And as the Blackstar continued to execute daring maneuvers and calculated strikes, humanity's ingenuity, courage, and resilience shone brighter than ever, proving that even in the face of a seemingly unstoppable superweapon, the determination and skill of a united crew could turn the tide of battle. The USS Blackstar surged forward with renewed determination, its engines roaring as it prepared to deliver the decisive blows that could break the alien fleet. The crew moved with flawless coordination, every station performing its role with precision. Weapons officers locked onto critical targets identified by tactical teams. Energy beams lanced through the void, striking alien hulls with devastating accuracy. The first of the alien command ships erupted in brilliant explosions, fiery debris scattering across space. The force of the blast rocked nearby vessels, sending smaller enemy ships spinning out of formation. The crew watched in awe and tension, each successful strike both thrilling and terrifying. Engineers monitored the feedback from the Blackstar's systems, rerouting power to ensure weapons could continue firing while shields remained strong. The hum of energy coursing through the ship's circuits became almost musical in its rhythm. The alien fleet responded with fury, energy blasts streaking toward the Blackstar, each narrowly avoided by careful maneuvers and precise timing. Alarms blared and consoles flashed warnings, yet the crew remained focused, their training holding fear at bay. The bridge was alive with activity, officers shouting commands, relaying data, and making split-second decisions. The ship became a symphony of human skill and determination. Torpedoes streaked silently through the darkness, striking alien vessels and setting off massive explosions. The void lit up with brilliant flashes of color as ships broke apart, some twisting in uncontrolled spins, others collapsing into clouds of energy and debris. The crew felt a mixture of exhilaration and exhaustion, knowing that every action could determine the survival of the human fleet. The medical teams braced for casualties, though for now the Black Star had emerged relatively unscathed. Engineers worked tirelessly to keep systems at peak performance, monitoring shields, weapons, and engines under extreme load, each adjustment critical to maintaining the delicate balance of offense and defense. The alien ships fired back relentlessly, attempting to regroup and retaliate. Yet the Black Star's superior maneuverability allowed it to exploit openings, striking where the enemy was weakest and withdrawing before retaliatory fire could land. The tactical genius of Captain Reyes became evident as he directed these precise maneuvers, his commands calm, clear, and unwavering, each officer executing orders without hesitation. The ship twisted and weaved through the chaos, a predator among the alien armada. Explosions rocked the enemy ranks, sending shockwaves through space, some vessels disintegrating instantly, others damaged but still threatening. The crew watched as human ingenuity overcame alien technology, each success a testament to courage, skill, and coordination. Even the cadets and young sailors aboard began to understand the scale of what they were witnessing, the awe and terror of space combat, the power of human resilience, and the thrill of victory earned with sweat, fear, and determination. The Black Star moved with purpose, shields shimmering under the impact of enemy fire, the hum of energy beams and torpedoes creating a constant soundtrack of war. Communications officers relayed updates to Allied ships, coordinating attacks, warning of enemy maneuvers, and guiding smaller vessels to safer positions. The Black Star became both spear and shield for the human fleet, protecting weaker ships while striking at the heart of the enemy. The alien command ships were now the primary targets, their destruction crucial to breaking the fleet's cohesion. Weapons officers fired in perfect synchronization, guided by sensor data and the captain's strategic insight. Massive explosions tore through the enemy formation, sending fire and debris scattering across the void. The crew could feel the magnitude of what they were doing, witnessing the crumbling of an advanced alien civilization's battle formation. Engineers monitored hull integrity as the Black Star took small impacts, shields rippling with energy, alarms flaring briefly before systems stabilized. The medical team remained on standby, ready to respond to any injuries. Yet hope and determination dominated the ship. The alien fleet struggled to maintain formation, ships firing wildly, some retreating, others destroyed instantly by the relentless human assault. The bridge crew felt a surge of cautious triumph, knowing that their efforts had turned the tide. Yet they remained vigilant, aware that complacency could be fatal. The Black Star continued its dance of destruction, striking decisively and retreating strategically, energy beams lancing, torpedoes exploding, alien ships collapsing in clouds of fire and debris. The void itself seemed to tremble with the force of battle. The crew's nerves and focus were tested to their limits. Yet discipline, training, and courage carried them through. The captain directed every move with clarity, knowing that precision and timing were everything. The alien fleet faltered more with each passing minute, human ingenuity and tactical brilliance overwhelming superior numbers. The crew felt exhilaration mixed with fatigue, knowing they were witnessing history and shaping the fate of humanity. As the Black Star unleashed wave after wave of attacks, the alien fleet's collapse became inevitable. Massive explosions lighting up the void, ships breaking apart, energy discharges scattering into the darkness. Humanity had struck decisively. The crew aboard the Black Star remained vigilant, their unity and skill proving that even against overwhelming odds, courage, intelligence, and determination could triumph. Silence settled over the battlefield, a strange and heavy quiet after the chaos of war. The alien fleet was gone, leaving only drifting wreckage and the remnants of ships torn apart by the Black Star's devastating assault. The crew aboard the USS Blackstar moved cautiously, scanning the void for any hidden threats. Sensors picked up scattered debris, some glowing faintly from residual energy, others dark and lifeless. The sheer scale of destruction left everyone in awe. Even seasoned officers struggled to comprehend the enormity of what they had survived. Captain Reyes stood on the bridge, his expression calm but reflective, his mind running through every decision made during the battle, every maneuver, every strike. Knowing that one miscalculation could have meant the end of the ship and the loss of countless lives. The crew began assessing the condition of the Blackstar, checking hull integrity, shield systems, engines, and weapons. Despite the ferocity of the engagement, the ship had survived with surprisingly minor damage, a testament to human engineering and the skill of those who maintained it. Engineers moved through the corridors, repairing minor breaches, reinforcing weak points, and recalibrating systems, their focus precise, knowing that even small errors could cause problems during the journey back to human territory. Medical teams walked among the crew, tending to minor injuries, calming nerves, and helping those still shaken by the intensity of battle. The adrenaline that had carried everyone through the fight began to fade, replaced by exhaustion, relief, and a deep sense of reflection. The observation deck offered a breathtaking view. The void littered with the remains of alien ships, glowing fragments floating silently, some drifting apart slowly, others lingering like ghosts in space. Crew members stood in silence, taking in the aftermath, their thoughts a mix of pride, sorrow, and wonder at what they had achieved. Communications officers began sending updates to human colonies and fleet command, reporting the destruction of the alien armada, detailing the Blackstar's status, and conveying the scale of the battle. News that would spread quickly, igniting hope and relief across humanity. In the mess halls and crew quarters, small groups gathered to share their experiences, recounting moments of fear, bravery, and ingenuity, laughter, and quiet conversation, returning as people processed what had happened. The camaraderie and trust forged in battle became evident, bonds strengthened by shared danger and triumph. Captain Reyes addressed the senior officers, reviewing the mission, noting successes, identifying areas for improvement, and emphasizing the importance of vigilance even after victory. The Blackstar's sensors continued to sweep the area, ensuring no remnants of the alien fleet could regroup for a counterattack. Every officer remained alert, aware that victory brought its own responsibilities. As the crew worked, reflections on the cost of battle became unavoidable, while the Blackstar had survived and humanity had triumphed. The destruction wrought was immense, and the reality of interstellar warfare left its mark on every person aboard. Young cadets who had witnessed their first real battle were changed forever, their eyes opened to the courage, fear, and determination required to survive in the galaxy. The sense of relief was mingled with a sober understanding that this was only one engagement in a much larger conflict. Even as humans celebrated, the universe remained vast and full of unknown threats. The Blackstar itself seemed to breathe with the rhythm of the crew, systems humming steadily now that immediate danger had passed, lights flickering softly across the corridors, reminding everyone that life aboard the ship continued, despite the scars of war. The captain took a moment to reflect personally, thinking of the families, the colonies, and the people depending on their success. The weight of responsibility pressed heavily, yet pride and relief accompanied it. The Blackstar had proven itself. Its crew had proven themselves. Humanity had survived against overwhelming odds. Slowly, the crew returned to routine, repairs continuing, systems recalibrated, weapons checked, shields reinforced, all preparing for the journey home. The silence of space was profound, a stark contrast to the deafening energy and chaos that had filled the void only hours before. Every crew member understood that this calm was temporary, a chance to recover and reflect, but the lessons learned would stay forever. As the Blackstar began plotting a course back to human territory, the ship carried not just its crew, but the pride, resilience, and hope of humanity itself. Whispers of gratitude and remembrance for fallen comrades floated through the corridors. Even as the crew looked forward, their resolve strengthened, ready to continue defending their species against whatever might come next. The Blackstar moved steadily through the empty space, battered but unbroken. A symbol of courage, unity, and the indomitable spirit of humans, the stars around it seemed to shine a little brighter, reflecting the hope and determination that burned aboard the ship. The aftermath was a mixture of relief, awe, and sober reflection. Yet through it all, one thing remained clear. The USS Blackstar and its crew had changed the course of history, and humanity would endure. The USS Blackstar set a steady course back toward human space. its hull scarred from the recent battle, but still strong. The crew moved through the ship with a quiet confidence, each person aware of the historic events they had survived and the lives they had saved. Reports were sent ahead to colonies and fleet command, telling the story of the alien fleet's destruction and the heroics of the Black Star's crew. The news spread quickly, inspiring hope and pride across human settlements. Families listened in awe. Citizens celebrated courage they had only imagined. And the legend of the Black Star began to grow. The crew reflected on the magnitude of what they had accomplished. Young cadets now understood the true meaning of bravery, skill, and teamwork. Experienced officers felt pride in how every system, every action, and every decision had worked together to achieve victory. Captain Reyes walked the corridors, checking on his crew, speaking with officers and sailors alike, offering praise, reassurance, and guidance. His calm presence a reminder that even after victory, discipline and preparation were essential. In the observation deck, crew members gazed at the stars, the vast expanse of space a reminder of the universe's beauty and its dangers. The memory of the alien fleet's power lingered, but so did the proof of humanity's resilience. Engineers monitored systems, performing routine checks, ensuring that shields, engines, and weapons were fully operational. The minor damages from the battle were repaired efficiently, every member of the crew contributing to the smooth running of the ship. Medical teams walked among sailors, tending to fatigue, injuries, and emotional strain, offering support and comfort. The camaraderie among the crew strengthened further, bonds forged in the heat of battle, now unbreakable. Even in moments of quiet, shared glances, nods of respect, and small smiles reflected the trust and unity that had been built. The journey home was a time for reflection, stories shared in the mess halls, laughter and conversation returning as exhaustion from the battle eased. The Black Star's systems hummed steadily, a steady rhythm that reassured every crew member that their ship was safe and that their efforts had made a difference. The captain and officers planned for the next steps, understanding that though this battle was won, humanity's place in the galaxy remained fragile. The knowledge of enemies beyond known space reminded them that vigilance and readiness could never end. Communications officers continued sending updates, ensuring colonies and allied ships were informed, maintaining morale and readiness. The Black Star became a symbol of hope, a beacon showing that humans could stand against impossible odds. Outside, the stars stretched endlessly, silent witnesses to the courage, sacrifice, and ingenuity displayed in the battle. The crew took moments to remember those lost in smaller skirmishes, honoring their contribution to the victory. The gravity of survival weighed heavily, yet pride and hope burned brighter. The ship moved steadily, every crew member engaged in recovery, reflection, and preparation. Understanding that their unity had been the key to victory, stories of the battle would be told for generations, inspiring new cadets, engineers, and leaders, demonstrating that courage, intelligence, and determination could overcome even the deadliest threats. Captain Reyes reflected privately, thinking of humanity's colonies, families, and future. The battle had tested every limit, yet the spirit of humans had prevailed. The Black Star itself carried more than just crew and cargo. It carried the legacy of humanity's resilience, a testament to what could be achieved when skill, courage, and unity combined. As the ship traversed the quiet void, crew members walked the corridors with calm purpose, knowing that they had played a part in history, that their names and deeds would live on in the memory of their people. Engineers shared quiet conversations about the technological lessons learned. Weapons officers practiced calculations for future engagements, and cadets absorbed the pride and knowledge of those who had faced the alien threat directly. Even as the immediate danger passed, every mind aboard remained alert, understanding that preparation and readiness were eternal responsibilities. The human colonies awaited the Black Star's return, their people eager for news, for proof that survival and strength were possible. And as the ship approached friendly space, the excitement and hope aboard the crew grew. Anticipation mingled with relief and pride. The universe was vast, filled with unknown dangers. Yet humanity had shown that it could face them, that courage, strategy, and unity could turn the tide against even the most overwhelming threats. The Black Star moved steadily, the stars reflecting off its hull, a shining reminder that bravery and determination could illuminate even the darkest corners of space. As the crew looked forward to returning home, they knew that history had been made, that humanity's spirit had been proven, and that their unity, courage, and ingenuity would continue to define them in the battles yet to come. The ship carried hope, pride, and the enduring resolve of humans, a promise that whatever challenges awaited, they would face them together, unbroken and stronger than ever. The USS Blackstar and its crew had ensured that humanity's place in the galaxy was secure for now, and that the story of their bravery would inspire generations to come.